there's the Grinch. I'm not here to like make a diagnosis, but the guy's got OCD. None of this is real.
Yep.
Except for me. I'm 100% real.
Are you a solipsist?
Yeah.
You believe you're the only one that's alive and everybody else is just part of your experience?
My therapist calls that narcissism, but I call it whatever you were calling a Dahmercist. I was watching the other week, you had literally like an anime person here, and you're like, I gotta know every fact about this person, but John's here, Goblin's here.
Well, yeah,
no,
that was Iron Mouse.
Let it slide. All Smosh people are laughing. They're like, no.
Hello, my name is Damien Haas, and today I have the pleasure of sitting down with John Goblin. He is an accountant, a former death metal member, a podcaster, a heartthrob. John Goblin, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, Damien.
My absolute pleasure.
I've never been called a heartthrob before.
My heart is pounding, my left arm is tingling, and I'm ready to talk.
Yeah, I'm just a regular Gobert Pattinson, I guess.
Oh my gosh, you're so good at yes. You're a regular Yes Anderson as well. Just picking up what I'm putting down.
There you go. They do call me the Green Wayne Brady.
This is gonna be great. John, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
I'm a big fan of Smosh.
Oh, that's great.
Hey, everybody. Big fan.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, just gonna clip that and then just send it to them later, and then we'll open it. They'll be like, oh,
and
yeah, John.
I'll like live react to it too, so I'll be in the bottom left corner, then they'll live react, and that's like 3 videos right there.
That's what I'm saying. I'm here to make content, man.
John, what we're also here to do today is talk about some assumptions that people might have about you. A lot of folks wrote in with various things they think, and whether it's true or not, you respond to them as you will.
About being a life insurance salesman?
Oh, I didn't remember to say that part. Yeah, life insurance salesman. That's a big part of...
Yeah, I'm sure that's where all the misnomers are coming, I'm sure.
We're talking about gnomes today.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, no, we won't be talking about gnomes.
Okay.
No gnomes, no trolls, preferably, but
you got
that's fine. Let's keep it Goblin.
In your personal opinion, trolls, actual trolls versus internet trolls, which one is worse?
They're the same.
Okay.
Yeah, my theory is that internet trolls are actual trolls.
Interesting.
Who got, expired AOL accounts, and they're just going in the comments now.
They're using the 1,000-hour free CDs still
absolutely.
From 1996.
That's right.
That's crazy.
Goblins and trolls, we have a long-standing beef. We're like the original Bloods and the Crips. You know what I mean?
Wow.
We do not get along. And I've noticed more and more of them coming out in droves now that I'm getting internet famous and stuff like that. And here's how you can tell that the trolls are trying to take over. Their propaganda is getting insane.
Is that right?
Yeah, Justin Timberlake, Anna Kendrick, they're getting so many celebrities to just pump their propaganda and stuff like that. It was it was wild.
Got it. So you're talking about the Trolls movie,
the propaganda trade. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, we're cute, we're cuddly. Oh, we do remakes of pop songs from 10 years ago. No. I know what you're doing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, one time in that entire movie franchise was one of them under a bridge asking you to solve a riddle.
Riddles 3, yeah, absolutely.
But why? Because they want you to be these are what trolls are. Yeah, they're just little cute, look at little gems in their little tummies.
I'm not a fan. I don't like movies about singing. So there is an assumption that you have a go-to order that you do at every chain restaurant.
I used to go 3 meals a day to Chili's.
Chili's is a big one that I've heard.
Chili's that was my place, man.
So
I used to walk in one of those places where I would walk in and they go, John, your usual. They put me in my booth.
They recognized you that quickly. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
They'd have the Southwestern egg rolls in the fryer.
Wow.
The sizzling fajitas you could hear.
Fryer, really?
They'd have my jumbo margarita, with the little tiny Corona bottle in it. I would go there all the time. And then as I got internet famous, I'd be promoting Chili's all the time.
Got it.
On all my shows. It's in my book. I got a whole chapter on Chili's.
Yes, that's how I heard about it.
I did multiple series where I'm talking about Chili's and promoting Chili's. And then I was asking them, since I'm a big influencer now, if I could be their influencer.
Okay.
Radio silence.
Really?
Yeah. You could literally hear the sizzling fajita. That's how quiet it got.
John, some people would assume that you have a bone to pick with SHREK.
Yeah.
Okay, can you expand on that a bit?
All of the famous green people.
Right.
Like, that's what everyone assumes. They're just like, oh, you're green and famous. You must know all the famous green people.
The Great Kazoo,
Yes.
Jolly Green Giant,
Yes.
Elphaba.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're all in a text thread together. And SHREK is just one of the ones that he never thought he was funny, right?
Okay.
Then he gets a franchise. Now he's the funniest guy in the chat kind of thing.
Got it.
But I feel like he's just repurposing jokes. It's like all the same stuff. And he's still using the same GIF. You know what I mean? It's just it's like he's got one GIF and it's what he uses for every reaction.
That's tough. It's hard when anybody in entertainment, but especially comedians, become like a parody of themselves.
That's right.
And you're just like, buddy, like, you peaked before. It's time to move on.
Yeah.
I'm surprised your SHREK is like that. That's a shame.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, a lot of the famous green people are kind of a little crazy. There's the Grinch, you know.
Right.
I'm not here to like make a diagnosis, but the guy's got OCD. You know what I mean? He's like,
I have OCD.
Really?
Wow, yeah.
Well, you would relate. I mean, he's like obsessed with just like one holiday. It's like, never heard of Halloween? You know, Easter, try it out, dude. The only one I feel like I am friends with. You know, I could like take down the wall and like talk. No, not the Grinch. I was going to say, it's Kermit.
Oh, Kermit seems great.
Oh, he's so sweet.
That's
dude.
so good. Because they say don't meet your heroes.
Kermit.
And I'm like, you know what's funny is I have actually met Kermit.
Really?
I have met Miss Piggy as well.
Oh.
Yeah. Ooh, not a fan?
I mean, look, man, like, I just don't like how she treats him.
That's fair. I don't have the insight.
Just like being an outsider, like, they're just clearly not right for each other.
Is it one of the things where it's been going on so long they just like don't know what to do if they did split, I guess?
It might be one of those things where just like they're both afraid to be alone. But it's like they could really find their person if they. I just kept telling him, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, take a stroll down Sesame Street. You know what I mean? There's something for everybody.
Oh, for sure.
It's
yeah.
like, you like a big? There's a bird.
Snuffleupagus is great.
Like text a Fraggle. You know what I mean? Like, get out there, Kirby.
Absolutely.
And so I'm just really trying to push him out of his comfort zone and stuff like that.
He's got to find his rainbow connection. Yeah. John, there's an assumption that in your music video, no one survives, that the very end took multiple takes, which has the implication that you had to mutilate multiple human men.
Yeah, I'd say like 6 of the 7 died, and Wait, hold on. My PR lady she's shaking her. We're not aware of what happened on set that day, and we're not likable. We're not liable for what happened on set that day. We were merely playing the given circumstances, and I was just doing what my director told me, so.
As an actor myself, I have to applaud you and commend that. And sometimes you're not responsible for your actions.
That's right.
Or the actions of others.
Yeah, I'm like a Daniel Day-Lewis. I stay in character.
Yeah.
And I was playing myself.
Absolutely.
So I'm kind of like always playing that character.
Well, that's tough because that sort of winds back to then that yourself would do a mutilating. We can move on for sure.
No, I mean, look, Brad, my boss,
right,
is the character that I was mutilating. And I do actually have a boss, Brad.
Got it.
I'm not going to lie, like I thought about it. I mean, we've all thought about just tearing up our boss's face.
100%.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making a lamp out of their people skin. That's how it goes.
Of course. Yeah. I'm sure like the guy who runs this, Steve Smosh or whatever his name is, like everyone's thought of, at some point.
And Steve Smosh hasn't been seen in about a decade because he's always on vacation.
That's right.
So he's always on vacation.
Sitting up on a hill, collecting his money, counting it up.
100%.
Yeah.
Very alive and on a vacation for 10 years. Now, my question for you, this is an assumption that comes from me because I play a lot of, Magic the Gathering. I've played a lot of D&D, just a lot of things that have goblins in it. Some people might assume that goblins are expendable. How do you feel about that?
I'm not gonna lie, it hurts.
Yeah.
I wasn't really familiar with Dungeons & Dragons until very recently.
Okay. Was it the movie that got you?
No, I haven't seen the movie.
It's okay. It's pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
It's got Chris Pine in it.
It does.
I love Chris Pine. The Dungeons & Dragons thing I wasn't familiar with, and I had someone on my podcast, and I was interviewing him about Dungeons & Dragons.
Okay.
And I just assumed, I was like, goblins, obviously, were probably like the final boss. Like you probably work your way, and finally the goblins are like the smartest. We're the top one.
Mm-hmm.
But he told me very different.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
No, I'm assuming it hurts. Yeah.
Yeah, it did hurt. He was basically like, you're like the grunt people, you know?
And you know what? I played a one shot the other day at a convention, and one of my teammates was a goblin, and he was fantastic. So like, you know, it's not always like the enemy, the grunts. It's like you can be the hero too.
You met another goblin?
Yeah.
What was it? Was it Gary?
You know Gary?
I know.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Small world.
Yeah, Gary was there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God. He has ghosted me so much. I've been texting Gary.
Well, Gary was a rogue, so I think he's probably stealthing. He could be behind you and you not even know it, so. He ghosted
It's
you.
just a figment of my imagination.
He
That's
very
what I
much
thought.
ghosted you, I'm sorry.
That is Gary. That's very Gary.
We had someone write in with an assumption that it is impossible to cover up Goblin Stench. Can you touch on that a bit? I'm not familiar with Goblin Stench.
Well, first and foremost, that is correct. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it is
Okay.
very, I'm sure everyone, the camera guy, he's like, keeps going like this, you know?
Yeah.
And that is me.
I thought
will
it was
let you
like
know.
surprise,
I'm gonna put you
'cause
at ease that what you're smelling is me. It's one of those things where it's like, I've got used to it, so I don't really know. You know, I don't
Yeah.
smell it on me.
Right.
What do you think it smells like? Like, because I don't really know my stench. I know what the human stench is, you know?
I
which
know-
right now I'm getting a bit of patchouli or something.
I think I've had moments where like if I wash my hair and then the next day I get my hair wet, but it's not washed. Like I've heard people say that sometimes people smell like a little bit like wet dog. And I'm like, damn, if I don't smell exactly like that.
All right, so you lost me at shower. So you're showering.
Right.
Okay.
I am doing that. And sometimes
Interesting.
it's really more of like a, you know, what you make it thing. Like, yes, I have a shower. Sometimes in the very rare Los Angeles rains, I'll like go outside and just yell something like, witness me, or just
Yeah.
like, why, father, or something. But you get wet in the process. So
That's
sort
so
of more what I do.
interesting. Because I got a shower, you know?
Okay.
I've slept in it.
Yeah.
You know, I've been in it. I've sat and watched TV. I never thought, like, turn it on.
So when you say turn it on, what
The TV.
Got it.
Yeah, the Big
Thank
Bang
you.
Theory.
Got it.
You know,
Oh.
that's what I'm turning on.
Yeah,
Just
Bazooka.
cruising through those, you know?
Yeah.
So funny.
That shelter.
So funny.
So crazy. Speaking of offensive things like the Big Bang Theory, how do you feel about the term goblin mode? I might assume that it might be offensive to you.
For a minute, no one was talking about us.
Right.
You know, no one was saying goblin stuff. We were like really forgotten. Like, I was on the road grinding.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody cared. But then all of a sudden, like, everybody's talking about going goblin mode. And I was like, oh, I love this.
Yeah.
Goblin positivity.
Yes.
This must be projecting us in a good light. They were going goblin mode. What does going goblin mode mean? I was like, oh, that must mean like showing empathy and really caring about your
Right.
fellow goblin, or,
Right.
or just doing something, or being really funny, being charming.
Community.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what goblin mode. But it really just means being a lazy piece of shit.
Yeah, I think.
And I don't like that.
I don't know. I think it's just people eating sun chips in the clothing that they slept in, and
Yeah,
so
which is like, that's what I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's what you do too. That's what everyone does.
Right.
That's not going goblin mode.
it's just going mode.
Yeah, that is trying to survive in 2025.
Absolutely,
If you really want to be John Goblicon,
and I do.
then every reflective surface you run into will despise. And everything you just look at and you'll feel absolute dread, and you just look at the mirror every morning and you'll just go, man, what a freaking waste of space you are, John. It's like
Yeah.
it's internal.
Absolutely.
The heat has to go from the tip to the toes, you know?
Yeah, I 100% feel that. John, touching briefly on the band here, some people assume that you're tone deaf, and that is why you are, you know, not the front man of the band, Necrogoblicon, even though you are the only actual goblin in the band. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, to those people, I would say they haven't really been paying attention, because I am now the lead singer of the band. And I think I am definitely tone deaf.
Okay.
Yeah. So to that one, also correct.
Okay, got
Yeah,
it.
but I would say that my moves, okay, my dance moves, my onstage charisma.
Yeah, you got some Jagger going on?
Yeah, I think that kind of makes up for it. I think that's what a good front thing is of a band. I mean, when you're in a
Absolutely.
premier goblin metal band, and you're the front goblin of said premier goblin metal band, it's like, you don't really got to do too much.
Sure, you were already, I mean, and honestly, you said front goblin, not front man, and I think that's kind of the point. It's like, yeah, what does a front man do? Sure. What does a front goblin do? We haven't seen it before.
Exactly.
Teach us.
And we've all seen so many frontmen.
Yeah, I'm sick of them, honestly.
Same. We're basically the same.
We're not so different, you and I, John Goblin.
That's right. That's right.
We both evade taxes. We both killed a man for a music video, maybe. John, some people assume that you would look better bald at this point. Have you ever thought about letting the hair go?
What do you mean? Because my hairline is on the complete other side of the planet? Is that what you mean?
I don't mean, this is not coming from me. This is coming from the viewers at home writing in.
I don't know.
So.
I had a couple of Gen Z kids say, it's giving Benjamin Franklin, and I really like that. I want to be a forefather. I want to give that vibe back. Yeah. I think we're bringing like enough trends back right now. It's like the 90s are in. I love the 90s vibes.
Yeah, thank you. I got my 90s jeans.
But it's not far back enough.
Yeah.
I'm trying to bring back, wooden teeth, big weird Quaker hats. And the forefather look.
100%. One of my hobbies is like antiquing and going to estate sales. Sometimes older stuff is just made better. And,
it is.
And I think sometimes older hair, maybe it's easier to maintain.
And here's the interesting thing about goblins that a lot of people don't realize is we kind of have like Benjamin Button hair.
Is that right?
Yeah, so it started just on my upper back. It's actually going this way.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so the older I'll get, the better hairline I'll get.
You know what's wild? That is actually the same for humans in the womb.
Really?
It is true. The hair starts elsewhere and then migrates to the head way later in gestation. That's a true fact.
Look at you, Damien. Look at you. I came into this interview and I was like, man, there's 3 things I hope we touch on. And I was like, God, I hope he talks about Tangled.
And I do.
Second, I was like, I hope we get to the bottom of why the 2 of us really despise who we are today.
Sure.
Check. Got that.
Done.
And I was like, and if he doesn't teach me something about the womb, I'm walking out.
Yeah.
And I said that to my publicist. Didn't I say that? Shelly? Yes. She's nodding.
That's a terrified nod.
Yes. And she's giving me 2 thumbs down. Thank you, Shelly.
Nice. John, we got a crazy one for you here. Some people assume that you are a freak in the sheets, by which we mean spreadsheets, because you are an accountant.
Well, I moved into sales in life insurance.
Okay.
Yeah, but I can still finagle a few things, I did get let go of my accounting job.
Got it.
I was a little confused here in LA, like what you can and can't write off. It was very fuzzy,
Do you mind if I ask what kind of things you were writing off that got you and maybe
I'd be like,
water?
Do you like bikes?
Yeah, I like the concept of bikes. Sure.
Sorry, you get like 10K just for liking bikes, just stuff like that. I would just like write down.
And you can't do that.
I guess not, no.
Okay.
Yeah, there'd be like all these weird rules, but like, with like an actor or whatever, like you could basically write off anything.
Yeah.
Like, I use this for my role. I use this as my process,
Yeah, a new graphics card is teaching me what it's like to, have an experience and really see another world.
That's
like
right. But you can't do that. So now I'm just kind of doing life insurance because I feel like life insurance is the safest of all the insurances to sell.
And why is that?
Well, I mean, it's the only given we have, You're gonna die, right?
Oh, shit.
Everybody in this room is gonna die.
See, that's okay. So, question for you as a life insurance salesperson,
Sure.
Sales goblin. If I didn't want to leave like money for people I like care about, are there other options for things that can kick in when I die?
Yes.
Okay.
And I got a great one for you.
Please.
Okay. It's called the Gob Bill, which is basically saying like, oh, if something crazy happens to me, you know what I mean? If I'm like I'm just riffing, we're just doing improv, like I'm just like interviewing a goblin and things get a little heated, you kind of just my face off. At the end of the interview, then I'm allotting my money to go to, I don't know, like we'll just say a goblin and we'll just say John Goblicon and we'll just say like back to the insurance salesman.
I like that. So it's whoever is like powerful enough to defeat me has earned
yes,
a little bit of savings and a lot of bit of debt.
Absolutely.
Okay, I like that.
So it's like you would decide this after.
Yeah.
So you agree to sign it? You agree to sign it?
Yeah.
And this is verbal confirmation. He's agreed to sign it?
Yeah.
And you're agreed to sign it. And we're all hearing it, and it's agreed.
And that's just proof of how good
And
the
that's
sales
great. That's the fun thing.
John, you have your hands in a lot of different pots, a lot of spinning plates. I hear you're going to start your own snack company with prepackaged scabs?
Skin.
Skin. Not skin. Skin.
Yeah,
okay.
I love skin. A lot of people, they ask me like what I like to eat and stuff like that. And then I'm like, skin. And they're always like, whoa, what do you mean skin, John?
So what do you mean skin, John? Is there a particular kind of skin you go for?
All skin is delicious.
Safe space, John.
Yeah. Okay. Babies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got
the
it.
most tender, delightful.
Baby of a person.
Yeah.
Got it. No, it's fine. I was wondering.
We have a
so
lot of like younger fans now.
Okay.
You know, they're always like, oh, I got to bring my kid to your show. And I'm like, yeah, I'd love to
You're like, you should do.
I'd love to meet him. And bring him. And I just think like they're like easy to like, that's like a good starting point for you, someone who hasn't had it too much.
Sure.
But I think like scabs will sell the best because they have a longer shelf life, like beef jerky and stuff like that.
That's also a renewable resource, is it not? Because scabs, as long as you're making platelets with your blood, you can keep making them.
I mean, buddy, I may keep you around. I mean, I just need to hire you. You're going to be my marketing assistant.
All right, yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I need him. Okay?
Hell
Shelly,
yeah.
make a note. He stays. He could go, though. I don't know what that guy's doing. He just looking at me.
I can handle it.
Yeah, thank you.
I got it.
I really think we're onto something.
John, you apparently poof around to get places, and yet there's an assumption that you're still often late.
So the poof you're referring to, I believe you're referring to Goblin Magic.
Sure.
Which I use a lot on my podcast, and I've showed people just kind of how we can kind of poof in and out.
I didn't know if that was the right term, so I just
Yeah,
wanted to
that's
be
right.
respectful. Yeah.
Goblin Magic.
And I can say that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've given you the green card.
Goblin Magic. Great.
So I use Goblin Magic, and I poof from place to place. But the problem is, like, when you're in, how do I put this to a human? Like, when you're in between poofs, okay, you kind of go to a place where, like, time doesn't really matter.
Sure. IKEA.
Yes.
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 Got it.
And when you're leaving, you're like, oh, like today, it was like, oh, you got to be there at a certain time, you know,
Right.
and they were like, 6 a.m, John, or some crazy time. And I was like, all right, I'll leave at 5:59.
Right.
But then I poofed, and then in that interim thing, there's a lot of stuff to do. You could really play around with different warps and time things and go different places.
Oh, interesting.
And I could just get so distracted, which for me, it could feel like weeks, months, years. I could live a whole other life over there. And then I come here, and then I'm like,
And you're the same age you were when you poofed originally?
yes.
So it's Narnia rules.
If that's how Narnia works, then that's what we're going to say yes to right now.
Okay.
Yeah, then I'm just kind of like living this other life, and I'll just kind of poof, and I'll be like, whoa, I said yes to a podcast? It's kind of like one of those things.
I personally have a lot of empathy then for you being late, and I think it's understandable.
Thank you.
John, I had heard that according to, your lore, you had come from space to, in theory, kill all humans. There's an assumption that it would be a conflict of interest that you work for a life insurance company while still having the overall goal of killing all humans. Can you sort of touch on that a bit?
I assume you went on my Wikipedia. This is where you got some of this information. See, the thing, Damien, is, and you'll learn this being a host, host to host.
Sure. I've got a lot to learn from you.
Wikipedia is people can actually go in themselves.
Right.
And kind of rewrite it the way they want it to be.
Right.
As far as I know, I'm from Reseda.
Okay.
I was raised by a nice white family of humans.
Okay.
I'm not really sure my past. I don't have my birth certificate. Now, I assume that, we could be from another planet. But I'm not positive. I don't really feel comfortable speaking on for all goblins.
And I think that's fantastic because you're falling in line with the D&D stuff. You're a goblin, but you've lost your memory. You don't know your past. It's like that's a lot of people's character. So clearly, life imitates art.
That's pretty good. Did you just come up with that?
Yeah.
Life imitates art.
You can T-shirt if you wanted. If I'm working for you, we can make it that T-shirt.
Hired.
Yes.
Chili. Fired.
We talked about trolls. We talked about gnomes.
Yeah.
Sorry to bring it back.
No, it's all right.
But
everyone wants to talk about it.
There's an assumption that Tolkien, J.R.R., of course, would be at the top of your mission list. How do you feel about J.R.R. Tolkien?
Oh, because of the way he portrayed us, I assume is that
I
where
guess
we're going with this?
for orcs or goblins, I guess.
See, that's the thing.
I'm sorry. I'm like, yeah.
And it's not you.
No.
You didn't write this question.
It's okay.
And honestly, if you wrote this question, it is you. But a lot of times people are like, they lump goblins and orcs and trolls and all the things into one thing, and they're like, "Oh, you were in this movie." I'm like, "That wasn't us, dude."
You know what it might have been also is the World of Warcraft because they've got the two alliances and goblins are with the trolls.
Yeah,
the
that's
orcs.
a creator I have a little beef with.
Okay.
But honestly, it's whoever was behind the Spider-Man with Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
Who's that guy?
I believe his first name was Stanley, the guy who wrote Spider-Man.
I have beef with the way he has been portraying goblins.
Okay.
That's the one that has been most harmful to me
Like a
personally.
person goes crazy and becomes a goblin.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're throwing pumpkins, and they got a crazy hoverboard, and it's...
I'm sure, I'll be honest, like, I know it's not my place to say because you are a goblin.
Yeah.
You feel how you feel about it. The idea of throwing pumpkins, to me, so cool.
Sure, I've been around when I've gotten angry, I've lit it on fire, I've thrown it at a child, but like...
Right.
I don't do it a lot. Like they made it seem like that's all we do. We're doing it all the time.
Right.
Goblins are not what you think.
Yeah,
You know?
I-
We're sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
We're kind.
And the fact that it was the Green Goblin is like, okay, that's a very definite article, like the.
Didn't even give him a name.
No.
Imagine just like you're like, hey, I just got cast in the movie. I'm the white guy.
Yeah.
What would that feel like?
It'd be interesting. I always feel that way too about like any movie where like, oh, we're in a village of squirrels. I'm Jonathan Acorn, and this is my girlfriend, Shelley Pooftail.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, no, I'm not like, hi, I'm Damien People Meat.
And I'm John Goblicon, and yes, my name happens to have
sorry about that.
Like, that is just a pure coincidence.
Yes,
man. You know what I mean?
100%.
And I come from a band called Necro Goblicon, but also like, I don't know if that's my real last name.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that was just given to me, you know? So maybe my last name just is like a bunch of sounds or something. I don't know.
And that's, every last name is kind of a bunch of sounds if you really think about it.
Come on, think of it, like every word ever is just kind of just like a sound.
It's made up.
It's all made up.
Yeah.
None of this is real,
Yep.
except for me. I'm 100% real.
Are you a solipsist?
Yeah.
You believe you're the only one that's alive and everybody else is just part of your experience?
My therapist calls that narcissism, but I call it whatever you were calling a narcissist.
Solipsism. Solipsism, yeah. It's the
what?
It's the belief that you're the only one that's alive and solipsism.
Bless you.
Salt and pepper.
Yes.
So speaking of lunch break, John, there is an assumption that you would not be here today without the help of comedian Dave Rispoli.
All right. So Dave is my ghostwriter.
Okay.
Okay. Because he's dead to me.
Okay.
They're dead to me. Burp.
Is he a living human though, or is he like a
Yeah,
ghoul?
he just, I mean, literally, you're talking about forgettable faces?
Sure.
So everyone in music is like, nope, next. And he just has no endearing qualities. He's like, oh, I went to school and I knew writing and I did improv. And he's kind of like one of those guys. And so I put him to work for the show, hoping that he would kind of propel me into stardom and help the podcast. And he does all these like games and things and writing for me over all
Sounds
these
like
years.
He does a lot.
I asked him to sign an NDA.
Right.
You know, no Dave's allowed.
Okay.
And he has been breaking that as of late. And like even just you getting this question, which we're gonna cut. This will be cut.
I'm gonna ask that we leave it in, but we can reverse the footage so people don't really know what's being said.
For a long time, like no one knew who he was.
Right.
And don't get me wrong. Nobody still knows who he is.
Yeah, I just read the name. I don't know.
I feel like now he's like just like working overtime to just like overcompensate for probably something in his childhood. You know what I mean? He's supposed to just kind of remain in the background. And my other producer, Johannes, and him, like are always trying to like do too much.
Got it.
And I'm just trying to like, you know, I'm just
Yeah, don't upstage you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I don't like anyone to overstage. Upstage me.
Yeah.
Understage me, overstage me.
Don't stage you at all.
Don't stage me at all.
No, if I'm ever upstaging you, please let me know and I will.
Okay. You are upstaging me.
Thank you very much, John. Now, John, if we can get a little PG-13 here, please excuse me, but I'm just reading off the screen. There is an assumption that all of you is green. Is that the case?
All right, let's get a little dirty.
Yeah.
My legs are green.
Okay. Thank you.
They're green.
Okay.
They're green.
Thank you. And I know that's very personal, so thank you for, opening up and being vulnerable. Just, the people wanted to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's red, but yeah, the rest.
Is that right? Oh.
It's like a mood ring.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's just like whatever I'm feeling, that's what it's going to change. You know?
Wow.
I just really I like to be in the moment.
I guess it makes you very emotionally connected in the bedroom.
That's right.
By default, because you sort of can't hide it.
And once I find the right partner, I will experience it.
Amazing.
You know?
Oh, yeah, there's no timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, you interview a lot of people. There's an assumption that you have certain guests that you would like to maybe cook into a stew. Is that ever the case, or is that something that pops up for you when you're interviewing someone?
Bobby Lee?
Yeah?
Bobby Lee came to mind immediately. Very disrespectful. He came on my pod, tore down my set.
Sure.
Really mean. And then I went on his pod on, guess what? Halloween.
Okay.
Oh, what was it, to celebrate me and my culture? No.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, my culture became their humor. Everyone knows who listens to my podcast. The Adam Pally episode is notorious for not being a fan favorite. So I put old Pally in there.
Okay.
We were Pallies.
Nice.
Now he's in my soup.
And John, the final assumption is also referring to your body, so please, it's a very vulnerable topic, that you do not wipe, you let it crust.
And we're referring to...
Just asking off camera here, is that poop? We're talking about pooping? Okay, John, we are talking about poop for our last question here.
Okay, then yes.
Okay, great. Next up, we have our special segment, What Are These People Goblin? It's a pun because you're a goblin. We're going to show you some pictures of some folks that are eating something, and we got to figure out, what are they goblin?
Oh, okay. I like this game. Well, it looks like a he's gobbling like a piece of Microsoft Paint or something.
And that could very well be true, so we're going to lock that in as a side answer.
Am I doing it right?
To my understanding, they blocked out a piece of food with a piece of Microsoft Paint here, so we're sort of guessing what's behind the Microsoft Paint. No, it's okay.
All right.
I was confused too. I was like, is he eating the void?
Okay, all right. Then it's his feelings.
It's his feelings. I think it could also be, I think he's just finishing the last bits of a hot dog, but sideways.
Oh, okay.
Oh. It's 2 hot dogs.
He's double dogging.
He's double dogging it.
I love that.
Just like my favorite kind of dare.
That is what I pay my producer in.
Hot dogs.
Just 1 hot dog per episode.
What is this guy eating?
I like that it's the same guy.
I do. I frankly did not expect it was the same guy.
That caught me a little off guard. I'm getting different views of this guy who looks like definitely a real guy. This time, I'm hoping I'm just gonna go popsicle. Something very refreshing. It's the summer. I'm sure it's very nice. It's a popsicle.
I'm gonna go crazy here,
Yeah.
John. I'm gonna guess yet another hot dog.
How much does this guy like hot dogs? Well, it's the same guy.
Oh, it is a whole stack of Pringles.
Okay, I want to know what happened right after this photo was taken, and this photo was definitely taken, and this is definitely a real photo.
I think the very next shot of this is him dead on the ground
Oh.
with potato chips coming out of his mouth.
Okay.
Oh, well, that could be, well.
This is the picture, okay? Just with the okay, so this is, he's shooting Cheese Whiz,
Okay.
and it's like lumping up here, and it's falling down, and it's kind of pulling down.
Ooh, okay, I can see that.
Or this is after he's punched himself in his mouth, and this is blood.
Now, I will say, the only thing I know about these images is that they are real images, not AI or generated
This
like
is
that. So this is a stock image.
He actually did the Pringles thing.
I think he probably had the best 2-hour shoot day of his life.
We gotta find this guy. This guy's incredible.
I think you were onto something with like the scarf. I'm seeing like, I want to say it's almost like sausage links.
Okay.
Like a bunch of Vienna
Yep.
sausages, like cartoon style. Like
Oh yeah, I could see like the little links right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were right. It's whipped cream.
Hey!
We're gonna count that.
What do I get?
Do you get whipped cream?
Oh yeah,
You were
great.
great.
All right.
All right.
That's fantastic.
Bring him out.
Yeah, thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, whipped cream. Can we just talk about like the phone call from his agent? Just like,
Yeah.
James, hey, look. Yeah, no. I know you were saying like you were trying to get more modeling gigs and stuff like. Well, guess
Right.
what, baby? I got you one, okay? And I know you were like, hey, like last time I was on set, they didn't have any food or anything like that. Like, look, man, I'm slam dunking this one, pal, okay?
100%. And nothing makes you feel better than an entire sleeve of Pringles chased down with aerated cream.
Yeah, they were like, actually, I'm seeing on your special skills, it says you can balance 24 Pringles with just one finger. And that's exactly what they're looking for, man. This is your time, James.
We've got...
Okay. Well, I like that he put on a shirt from the last time because he got he got beer all over his tank top.
I think the whipped cream was what
And his
did it.
hair is ruffled.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why was his hair ruffled? What were they doing? honey feels a little on the nose.
I was thinking the Winnie the Pooh honey vibes.
But I feel like based on the way these photos are going, yeah, he's holding the gun.
He's holding. Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna say honey, and he's just like, oh bother.
Yeah, I think it could be honey. Let's go with honey.
With cream all over.
Joint
my
answer,
shirt.
honey.
Oh, it's
Marshmallows,
Oh,
maybe?
it's marshmallows. Yeah, just stuffing his mouth with marshmallows. This is a fetish, right? Like, this is not just normal stock images. This is somebody's like, yeah, stuff your mouth with marshmallows. Like, I feel like
No,
it has to
they
be.
got these photos from James's OnlyFans.
I think.
Yeah, and his agent got him the gig.
We got a bonus round.
Bonus round.
What's this monkey eating? I might kick this one off, my friend. I think you had it before when you said popsicle. I think
Okay.
they want us to say banana and you said popsicle.
I thought you were gonna say, I think you got it before when you said mood ring. I was like, are we allowed to show this? And by the way, I think it's on a pumpkin. Which,
What the heck?
wait a minute, whoa. Damien, this is not you, dude. This is not you.
I'm so sorry.
Can we cut?
Yeah, I'm so
Can we
sorry.
cut? Can we cut? Cuts out. Thank you so much. I noticed that they waited to the very end. You know what I mean? And things were going really well, and I was feeling very accepted and very like, I love the questions that you were doing and the fans that they wrote in. It was very good. And I was kind of like getting on that little like, Willem Dafoe thing. And I was really like setting some clear boundaries, what I thought were clear boundaries.
I just want to say this is not how we do things here. This
Here
is
we
not
are.
how we like to
Smosh.
Yep.
Here we are at the end.
Smosh
And
alert.
they're like, let's get the Goblin's opinion on the monkey on the...
It's definitely a gourd of
That is,
I'm gonna say
that is a pumpkin. That's a pumpkin, man.
It's a pumpkin, and so I want to apologize. I did not know that was there. If you're comfortable,
I mean, it's fine, dude. He's eating a dick, all right? Final answer.
it is a no, it's a popsicle.
All right, that's kind of cute.
What do you think this gorilla's eating?
He's eating a pumpkin, okay? He's eating a pumpkin. I'm humiliated. You've won. He's a pumpkin.
We
He's
didn't
eating
mean
a
to
pumpkin.
humiliate. I can assure you, as someone who's
And
seen it,
probably
it's not.
laughing.
It's not a pumpkin.
Yeah.
It's not a pumpkin. I
Oh, it's not a
promise.
pumpkin.
It's not a pumpkin.
It was a handful of spaghetti.
Handful of spaghetti. If you can believe it, this time it is a carrot. So, John, this has been absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
One of the things that we do lately, just to wrap things up, is do you have any assumptions about me?
Interesting. What a great question to end on, Damien.
Thank you.
And I've had such a good time with you.
That
You are
guy's-
such a good host.
So are you. I
Yeah.
have watched your stuff.
This has been a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And as a host, like normally when I'm the host of a show,
Right.
I like approve everything. And you've been sitting here and being very kind and gentle and all that, and then we're playing a game, and then all of a sudden, the last part of that game is kind of like a little bit poking at my culture. And I guess my assumption would be that as the host, tell me you didn't know, dude. Like, freaking tell me you didn't know about that.
I didn't know. I'll be honest.
You didn't
with
know?
I phoned
As
it
a
in.
host?
I phoned it in today a lot.
So you didn't do it. You didn't do any of the work that you're supposed to do as a host because you're like, oh, it's Comic-Con. Why would I do the actual work? Why would I like make sure I prepped and did all the work and took in all the pictures and make sure there's nothing that's gonna bum out John?
Elden Ring Night Rain just dropped, and I've been spending most
And
of
you
my
just
free
been there.
time, and I've just been
And you just been doing that.
I've just been doing that.
John wasn't the first time. That's what you're saying. He's like, John Comic-Con's on.
You were
know what I mean?
with the car ride over where I listened to
It's
some
like,
stuff.
yeah, I was watching the other week. You had literally like an anime person here, and you're like, I gotta know every fact about this person, but John's here, Goblin's here.
Well, yeah,
no,
that was Iron
I
Mouse.
just let
That
it
was-
slide. All Smosh people are
That was
laughing. They're
Iron
like,
Mouse.
pumpkin. Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
funny. It's like, oh, yeah, why didn't he just
Well,
throw it?
you're not Iron Mouse, is what I'm saying.
okay. All right.
You've been great. You've been great. You're not Iron Mouse.
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah.
Had a blast.
Yep.
Thank you, Smosh.
Thank you.
My culture is your comedy.
Yep. Thank you, John. Thank you, John.
David.
John,
Thank
this
you,
has been great.
David.
Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, John.
Thank you,
John.
David.
Yep, appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, John.
Oh my God, there's a giant thing of whipped cream back here. I just got the paper prepped.
Yeah.
The gob thing. Just go outside. As soon as you... No hard feelings. Just sign this paper and everything's cool.
Thank you, John.
Yeah,
Thank you,
definitely.
John.
Definitely, man. Watch your step.
I was on the Disney Channel. I don't have to put up with this shit.